Hi, my name is Ray McNulty and I'm one of the directors and trainers at White Knight Sage Training. We teach novices and people who are experts in manual accounts how to use Sage software. Welcome to this series of In a Nutshell videos, where I try and remove a lot of confusion people have about accounts by explaining them in layman's terms and everyday language. In this video, I'll be introducing you to the Profit and Loss Report, what it's for, how it's worked out, and what it means for your business. Basically, this report is concerned with seeing whether or not your business has made a profit or loss. So let's have a look at a very basic one. Let's say you just started a business. You buy and sell computer equipment. Now you've worked all week, it's the end of the week, and you want to know how well you've done. You've saved all the money that you've received in sales and not spent any, and you've got £1,000 in your hand. At this point, it'd be absolutely great if you could just take the £1,000 and spend it, but that's not how it works. Although you've got the £1,000, it's not all profit. This figure is called total sales, and it's the amount of money you've received over the counter before any deductions have been taken into account. So you've got some calculations to do before you start spending anything. You've got to take into account all the costs you've had to pay to generate total sales of £1,000. You've had to pay for computers to sell again, maybe you had to pay for rent, rates, electricity, and possibly wages for the shop assistants. So now we're going to calculate the profit and loss report. When you do this, you have to do it in two stages. You have to first work out the gross profit. This is the total sales figure of £1,000 less the cost of the computers that you bought to make those sales. So the gross profit doesn't take into account any expenses such as wages, rent, petrol, or anything like that. To work out the gross profit, you find out how much it cost you to buy the computers that you sold. So let's use a figure of say £300. You then take away the £300 from the total of £1,000 sales that you've got, and now you're left with £700. Okay. Once again, this is called gross profit because you haven't taken into account all your expenses, which you are about to do now. So you're at the second stage, which is to work out the net profit. To do this, you add up how much it costs you in rent, rates, wages, electricity. So let's say this time this total comes to £450. You take away the total expenses, which is £450, from the £700 gross profit you worked out earlier. You're now left with £250. This is called net profit because it's what's left after everything has been taken account of. This is your actual profit. But don't get too excited at this stage because you've probably got to pay some of that to the Inland Revenue. Some of it will get taxed, but I'll leave the bad news to somebody else to tell you. Now, what would you use a profit and loss report for? Well, you would use it to, if you were selling your business to a prospective buyer and you wanted to see if it was a good business, you'd use it to analyse the performance of your business, see if it was doing well, where it was doing bad, how much you were paying in wages. The Inland Revenue, they might want to look at it for tax purposes. Okay, so to summarise, a profit and loss report tells you if your company's made a profit or loss. It's done in two stages. First, it works out the gross profit. This is the total of all the goods you've sold, less what it cost you to buy those goods to sell. That's your gross profit. Then it works out the net profit by deducting all the expenses such as wages, gas, electricity, taking that figure out of the gross profit. You use the profit and loss to sell your business to a buyer, to analyse the performance. Inland Revenue might want to look at it for tax purposes. Okay, but so don't worry, it was a lot of information here. Don't worry if you didn't get the first time round. You might want to run this video again and possibly this time make some notes. By the way, if there are any other topics in accounts that you find very confusing and you'd like me to try and explain it in the way I do, which is try and make it in layman's terms, then please visit www.whiteknightsagetraining.co.uk. Fill in the boxes on the right hand side of the screen as you look at it and explain what video you'd like, and I'll try my best to get it sorted for you. Thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed it.